Let's go.
Thanks for tuning in to it's Caddy Boy Records live at the Producer Club here in New York, the North Film Festival here with Darwin Reina and Co. All right, and I'm sitting with
Dan Morrison.
Dan. How you feeling today, sir?
I'm feeling good. That's you guys are doing a great job. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's my first rodeo doing this, so it's fantastic.
Congratulations on stepping out there. So, what do you have in mind for as creating a short or feature or a blockbuster film starting out, or are you just in the writing phase?
So I've just written a screenplay called Pay Dirt, and it's kind of timely. I didn't plan it that way, but it's kind of timely in the sense that it's about a former CIA operative who decides he wants a career change. He wants to become a speechwriter.
Oh my goodness.
And he's a little bit apprehensive about it. He doesn't know if he can do it. He doubts himself a little bit. He's confident in other aspects of his life, but he's a bit doubtful of himself about this. And he finds himself working for the head of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee in Washington, right as the United States and China are trying to get their hands on rare earth metals in Africa.
Okay.
And there's a geopolitical backdrop to it. There's a classic arc, if you will, with the character of Discovery. And I've written a novel before, but this is my first rodeo, as I say, with script writing, and I've enjoyed the process immensely.
That's great to hear. Can we backtrack? Can you tell us about the name and your novel and when you wrote it?
Sure. So I wrote a novel called Bandwidth a few years ago. The lead character is this guy. His name is Hayden Campbell, former CIA operative turned speechwriter. And at that time, he was working for the sixth richest man in the world, who happened to live in a French chateau in the Wasatch Mountains of Salt Lake City. And this is a sequel to that.
Okay.
Pay Dirt is a sequel to that, and he finds himself working for the head of the Foreign Relations Committee in Washington. So he's entered the world of politics somewhat reluctantly, but he's also a patriot in a way, and he thought he'd try his hand at working for somebody different this time around.
Oh man, that's great. I'm in tuned already. I definitely gotta see as you put everything together. So the writing is done. So how you gonna do for us the casting and location sites? You know what I'm saying? And do you have an ETA on when you want the film to be done?
No, look, it's out there. I'm in the market. I'm in the market for anybody who is interested in partnering up and working with me. If they enjoy the script, if they like the script. Locations would be places like Washington D.C., Malawi, Africa, Beijing, and Silicon Valley. Those are going to be the main locations.
If you have the option and the budget to bring in any other co-stars, okay, who will it be?
Lead character, I've thought about this because you have to. You should think about this. I think I could see people like John Hamm as the lead character, Hayden Campbell. I think he would fit very nicely. Yeah.
So now, what are you thinking about doing for as a marketing perspective on distribution and etc.?
As I said, I'm kind of new at this, so this is it's a pleasure to be here and to be nominated for this screenwriting award. At this point, it's sort of word of mouth, and telling as many people as possible out there that it exists in the first place.
It exists.
Yeah, come get it.
Okay, what else?
It exists. It's out there. It is a first time, as I said, that I'm making the transition from the novel writing to screenwriting. And I have to admit, it's been a lot of fun. It's a very different way of doing it. You're writing for the camera as opposed to what's in somebody's head. I've made some errors, I'm sure, along the way, but I've got the script at a point now where I'm pretty happy with it.
So when you read your script now, since you've been putting in a lot of time, does it become like a vision, like a visual to your head, to yourself now? Like you're reading it and now you're flowing with it like it's the movie and you can already see the movie and everything progressing?
Yeah, I'm a big believer in visualizing. You know, you hear about athletes will say before they hit a home run, they can totally see it.
Yeah.
But if somebody hits a three-pointer in basketball, they can see it. I'm a big believer in that. I'm a big believer in it. And now that it's written, I mean, I tried to visualize it as I was writing it. So the location itself, what it would smell like there, what temperature it would be. I definitely thought about that throughout. But now that it's a complete work, I can completely see. I can see it. And if I didn't, it wouldn't feel like it was mine.
Right.
Well, you came to a great place, you know what I'm saying, to enter and promote, you know what I'm saying, your script. The North Film Festival has been building up, you know what I'm saying, for the last 5 years. And Darwin has been recruiting, you know, a whole bunch of great, new, enthusiastic talent. We're all diversified. The kids, we have college kids in this film festival that I did a podcast for earlier that I'm so intrigued with, and how, you know, so educated in an adult they are. 21-year-old interns, you know what I'm saying, I had the luxury of meeting them. I got some podcast interviews with them. So this is great, and we have tons of film writers, networkers, and a lot of people here can help get your project done. So all you have to do here is just continue to network and watch film. And we have the gala and everything tonight, and we're going to have a lot of people all over the place here. So pretty much everyone here is either actor, co-writer, writer, or they're helping out their colleague, and them too is an actor, writer, musician. So it's good, man. How do you feel, man? Like, you got a project done, you know, so the first one off your novel, you know, a spinoff, and based on what you told me, I mean, my mind is going. I see a lot of series, you know, a lot of great series, 4 or 5 season series that could transition. And like you said, you want to film it. If you get the ideal place to film it, you could just travel the whole globe. A new James Bond.
Well, I mean, the lead character. I mean, you know, it's a thriller. This screenplay is a thriller, and you know, I'd be lying if I didn't say that the backdrop of Robert Ludlum or James Bond is in the background. Of course it is, but I like to think that it's a more modern character.
Okay.
I mean, this guy is sort of Jack Ryan meets Nick Carraway from The Great Gatsby, if you remember him.
Yes.
He's the ultimate observer, the guy living next door. So he's cerebral and he's physical at the same time. And I'm going for a guy who is he's also in his 40s. He's a little bit older.
But that's a good thing. That's like the new 27.
Yeah.
40 is the new 27.
That's right.
I'm closer. I mean,
That's right. And I'd like to think that he's also kind of a real human being. Also, that he's got his own demons, and he's got all the things that we have to worry about. We all worry about in our own lives. So he's not just sort of this guy apart from the rest of us. He's definitely a human being.
So now that this script is done, what are you working on next in regards to writing another script? You know, so once the script is done, you're pretty much, okay, I know I got to do the other side of it, but what else are you in the process of working on besides this?
I'd like to see him live on. Again, I say he's working in Washington right now, but I'd like to see him live on to fight another day, as they say.
Okay.
And I could imagine something in the Arctic. That's becoming a super interesting part of the globe when it comes to geopolitics these days. And I think he's got more stories to tell.
That's great.
Yeah.
Where can a lot of our colleagues and supporters find you on social media? And did you get an opportunity to set up a website or anything for your business and your films?
I appreciate that. No, I think the best place is Instagram and also danangusmorrison.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you doing this podcast. Hold on.
You can find me on the Blacklist as well.
Okay.
Blacklist website.
The Blacklist website.
Anybody who's on that can can get a hold of the script there.
Okay, so he has a script for sale. It has longevity in the music industry. You can spin it, twist it any way you can, multiple locations. Okay, what about funding?
What about it? It's tough. The funding is tough these days. But look, I'm a big believer that in a story, I don't care if it's me or somebody else. If you've got a good story to tell, somebody's going to find it,
Yes, sir.
and somebody's going to say, "I want to do that." And
Yes.
I hope that happens with this.
I think they will.
You know, most of the people that you might want to associate with or deal with are just right here. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be meeting them, in the next few hours. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you. And is there anywhere else you're going to enter your script besides the North Film Festival?
Yeah, I mean, I might do it in Barcelona, the sister film festival and then also in Sweden,
Yes.
with the sister film festival there, and we'll see. I've entered it into a number of others,
Okay.
and kind of waiting to hear at this point.
Yes.
But I tell you what, it's been so much fun coming up here, meeting folks, and just sharing stories. Everybody's got a story to tell, and they're telling it in different ways, and I enjoy that tremendously. Dealing with storytellers, people who understand how to tell a story, is essential. And I don't care what line of work you're in. Telling a story that's how you get things done.
Did you go to school for writing of any kind, or they just? I have some great people here who just picked it up because they was just, what I'm saying, they were just introverts, so they didn't want to go out. They just like, what? I just looked at YouTube, I just checked it out, or my colleague was a good writer and I admired them. What got you into writing novels and books and films?
Writing's always been in my background. I was a journalist, a financial journalist at Bloomberg years ago. I was a speechwriter myself, both in government and in the private sector. I think it's in my blood. My father was a speechwriter as well.
Shout out to Pops.
Yeah, shout out to Pops. I think it's in your blood, but I was never an introvert. I think there's a word for it, ambivert. You're a bit of both.
Right.
You're a bit of
I
both.
That. I like that.
But I had a strange habit in my early 20s and 30s of I would just start picking up scripts and reading them. And I would read them before I went to see a film, for example. And I found that was a super interesting way of understanding a couple things. Did the story change when it went from a script to the screen? Some of them do in a large way. Some of them do not. Some of them stay close to the screenplay. Somebody asked earlier in the session there. They said, what's in your mind a great screenplay? And I was like, look, if we could all emulate Chinatown,
Oh my goodness.
then we'd all be doing great.
Right.
It was just one of the most efficient, terrific films of all time. But I think that's where the interest in screenwriting started for me, was actually when I used to live here in New York, just picking up scripts and saying, how does it translate from a page to a screen? And now I'm so happy that I did it.
It's funny you say that. So one of the great places I love to eat is Newest Lunch in Schenectady, New York, on Albany Street, and the whole staff there are either sports enthusiasts or movie enthusiasts. And the head cook, his name is Gus Plackis, and Gus is my guy because Gus, if I want to go watch a film or I have an idea about a film, Gus is cooking for the whole community, and I say, Gus, I want to look at this film, or what's a new film to watch, and the whole nine, and Gus stops cooking and be like, oh, you got to go do this, you got to go that. He got this big old 75-inch TV, is in the house, and he just sits there and he evaluates and watch movies. And he, like if I said, oh, Gus, check out this script, you know what, I told him to start doing, but Gus, read this script, and then read the movie and let me know what you think of it. And he tells me all the time, nah, don't go see this, go see this one. This is great, you need to see this. And I love it. On sports, his brother's the beast. It's like Cheers. You know what I'm saying? For Cheers on entertainment, that's what Newest Lunch is. Okay, and the brother's the sports god. He's the sports god. George is the sports god. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to bet on the team, or if you want to check a roster, you go to George. So this is what we do all day long. You know what I'm saying? So it's great to see that you did that, because I didn't know that. And I'm like, okay, so read the script first and then go read and watch the movie. I like that. It was working in reverse. You know what I'm saying?
It helped me. It helped me sort of imagine how that transition happens, as I say, from a page to the screen. Tell me your friend, by the way, like, what's his record in terms of, like, if he's read a script and said, don't go see this, or you should go see this, is he like batting 500, batting 1,000?
I figure he's batting 700. He's very, very consistent.
Yeah.
Very
You
consistent.
can make a decision about whether you should go see a film based on reading the script.
Yes. And if he sees both, I would have changed this. I would have changed that, and and I'd be laughing. I'd be like, "Word." Okay, so there's a movie with Aquaman in there, Jason Momoa. Okay, and I've been watching it, and it took me off guard on Apple TV because it's called Sea. So it's something that if you have time, have a look at it. I mean, you ain't gotta watch the whole series, but I think you might end up when you start watching it. But it's just like the whole world must have been hit with a plague and nobody can see. Okay, so if you can't see, you was classified as a witch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you won't know that looking at the episodes. You'll figure it out later on and be like, what's going on here? I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? So before I watched one episode, he already investigated the movie before it was even released. And I was like, I know about that. Me and my wife was talking about it. His wife is married. We was talking about it, and we was thinking about going to see it, and I just been busy. I ain't got a chance to get into it. But I think he snuck some episodes in because we was all talking about it. So it's like, okay. So, but it's just great.
Hold on to him. He knows what he's doing.
Man, listen, he's the best, man. He's he's the best. Humble guy, family man. He's the best, you know what I'm saying? So he taught me a lot, and if I'm in a jam, I go see him, and he give me great guidance. Great. But thanks for tuning in for the podcast. I want to see that script do very well. Thanks for submitting in the North Film Festival, and we're going to talk soon again, because I can't wait for you to start filming and select your cast and your staff, so hopefully I could be on set. I'd love to come be on set and podcast, the team and film the team, if that's okay with you.
You're invited.
Yes, good. I bring in Darwin because that's my guy, and Mr. E and Sexy Katie. I'm gonna bring everybody. We're just gonna come hang out and support.
You got it. I'd love you there. I'd love you to be there. I appreciate it. I appreciate the time to talk to you.
Thank you. Anything else you want to speak to the family and tell everybody before we close out today?
No, just be thankful for what you have, work hard, and fall in love with rewriting.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate you. I'll see you soon. Thank you.